Your Charlie gets going. Everybody sing along with us. Very nervous at the top of the court.
Both clubs have been completely and utterly motivated by the theme of redemption throughout season 2023. Inverloch Kongwak, 3 consecutive elimination final losses till today. Phillip Island lost the opportunity for a 3rd flag in 3 seasons last year. The 2023 West Gippsland Football League Grand Final on today, brought to you by Fairhaven Homes. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Bailey Allen, ready for what should be a spectacular contest on this beautiful Saturday afternoon, sitting at around 24 degrees at the moment in windy conditions. And geez, we've already had a big day out here at the Kongwak Recreation Reserve. The first live stream we have here at Red Onion today, but there have of course been grand finals going on throughout the duration of the day, and both these clubs have won flags in this respective sport. Phillip Islands won the under-16 flags, or the 4th I should call it. Inverloch Kongwak, they won the 3rd grand final, went back-to-back in that one, and then they were also able to stop Tooradin Dalmore from winning back-to-back premierships in the reserves, IK the premiers in that game. And we should probably mention the times either of these sides met. Of course, the last time was just a fortnight ago in the semi-finals, and what an absolute thriller that one was. Inverloch Kongwak got over Phillip Island just by the singular point at the Narnagoon Recreation Reserve. An absolute classic that one was. Even after the original game in round 18, where it was a draw at full time there at the Inverloch Recreation Reserve, we actually covered that one. And just as you can probably hear the wind going around us at the moment, I suppose it's probably worth a mention that Inverloch Kongwak, this footy team, have been used to playing in the windy conditions down at their home ground all year, whereas Phillip Island have maybe not as strong down there, but it's going to be really interesting to see how the games are played today. Of course, Phillip Island are much more of an inside sort of team. They like to use the corridor a little bit, whereas Inverloch Kongwak, they are a lot more conservative. They use the wing. They play slow and methodical brand of football, and it'll just be really intriguing to see if any adjustments are made, especially on Phillip Island's end. After going down by a point in that semi-final, that pushed them into the prelim, not straight into the grand final, where they had to go up against Narnagoon. Only got that one by the skin of their teeth, a 1-point win in that one as well. So as we just wait for either side to go into their position, one of the biggest stories today, Hayden Bruce is making his return for the first time since round 15. Went off with a really nasty head injury against Warragul Industrials down there in Warragul, and he hasn't featured since, but he has come into the side today for Phillip Island, replacing Ben Taylor. As for Inverloch, your ins and outs, Clinton McCorn and Archer Reid. The outs, Xavier Hughes and Will Turner. So I think Inverloch Kongwak have definitely improved with their side in comparison to the last time they've played. Clinton McCorn has been in superb all year, and then Archer Reid, of course, he is one of the brightest prospects in the country. Could very well be a top 20 pick in the upcoming AFL drafts. Phillip Island haven't won a flag since 2019. There was some COVID disruptions in 2020 and 2021. Of course, made the grand final last year, falling to Tooradin Dalmore, who were just oh so dominant that year. And Inverloch, as I mentioned in the opener, they've gone 3 seasons with elimination final losses after winning the inaugural West Gippy Premiership in 2017. That one going against Coralin. So ready for a massive game today. Both sides lining up now. Siren set to go at any minute. Geez, we have packed out a really good crowd here today at the Coogee Rupp Recreation Reserve. This such a beautiful ground that we can use on a beautiful day. Not a single cloud in the sky. As I mentioned, the wind might come into play here, especially in advantage of Inverloch Kongwak. But a lot of variables to go out yet. So we've still got another 2 minutes till the first bounce, and may as well go for my tip today. I know that Phillip Island haven't been able to get over the Sea Eagles just yet this year, but I've got a feeling today that they're going to put on an extra special performance. So I'm going to go Phillip Island to win this one by 3 points in an absolute classic. Siren sounds. 2023 Grand Final in the West Gippy competition underway. DeSont win the bounce. Didn't really get a hit out to advantage though. Went straight back out to Phillip Island, now on the wing. Here's Kane Gillard. Kicks it forward, a little torpedo sort of ball. Wind already coming into play there. Umpire ready to blow the whistle, and that's our first stoppage of the day. Patullo is tackled by Dorling there. Thrown back in. Pedersen versus DeSont. Ball's going to go back down to ground level as well for another stoppage. Right on the half-forward line for Phillip Island. DeSont, just a clearing ball. Had to spin it up there. No mark taken though. Here are the Bulldogs looking to rebound in the middle of the ground. Nice little kick was executed perfectly. Pedersen, well done on the overhead mark. Now he's just going to go back here. Wait for his targets to enter inside 50, and who knows, he might even go for the shot. He's got an absolutely booming boot on him, this man. So we're not going to put it past him. Pedersen launches from 60 out. Not going to make it through though. Was there a mark taken by Blake? Perhaps not. Now deep in the pocket, you can see the Phillip Island cheer squad already waving their streamers and getting up and about. Had a good opening. Burke got off to a teammate. Kick was smothered. Samalis. He'll just send one up into a pack, hoping someone could mark it. Holmes got contact to it. Bolters now. DeSont kicks it down the line. This is the footy they love to play. I don't think McCorn's going to have the legs to get it here, but neither will Griffin. So if you're just joining us here on the live stream, no scores just yet on your Totally Workwear scoreboard. Phillip Island have looked really good in this opening couple minutes. Samalis to Scott. Was tackled by Brownwell, and now they can move out the Dogs. Billy Taylor, little kick up forward. Blake, wonderful contested mark, was just in front of Rankin there. Had to move on quickly, lost his man. Well done, Phillip Island. They're going to have the first shot inside 50 of the grand final. It was Geordie Patullo who just got the separation from his man there. Wonderful footwork. Wind's just drifting off to the left a bit, so he might want to aim a bit more to the right. Patullo think he's missed everything there. Certainly has, so Inverloch Kongwak will now be ready to try exit outside of defensive 50 through Tate Short. You're seeing Kane Gillard and Scott already getting into one another. Geez, Kane Gillard, we know he loves these sort of days. Got them into a grand final single-handedly last year. Great mark taken down the line by Tarkin McMillan. Just sends a high one up, hoping anyone can mark it here. Bodies hit the deck. Free kick's going to be awarded to Rankin. Rankin a little bit hesitant to move it on. His choice was a little bit risky. Park ran into Samalis, had to retract himself and just go for a different option. Found Patterson. Kept himself composed, well done. Patterson will find Scott. His kick's not perfect. Goes inside 50 nonetheless though. So now Inverloch Kongwak, they've got a stoppage inside forward 50. McCorn nearly took it clean out of the ruck, just dropped it though, unfortunately, from an IK perspective. Almost 5 minutes into this opening quarter. Here we go once more. The battle of the 22s. McCorn versus Burke, sorry. Hard tackle laid by Samalis. Gave a free kick away in the process. Taylor now at half back. Went for a little bit of a run. Eventually decided to get it off. Blake. Good 2-on-1 chest mark. Once again, just get in the front position. Pedersen wants it. Blake said, no, I'll kick it down the line. Thank you very much. IK have the numbers here. Short was held off it. Umpire agrees. Advantage has been played on. Here's Oscar. Clark. Pedersen was just far too tall in that instance. Got past a couple of IK defenders. Turned it over though. Rankin ready to kick his team back off the rebound 50. Short. Shem Hawking. Now chasing real hard versus Heinhoff. And out of bounds. Ball beat both players in that instance. But you just get the feeling that either team's just feeling each other out at the moment, despite them playing multiple games in the past month or so. Big bump placed by Park on Taylor. 2 Team of the Year players in 2023. Being rewarded for their excellent efforts throughout the season. Taylor was at half forward, I believe, and Park was in a midfield position. Burke went for a little bit of a run, had plenty of opportunity to get rid of it. Umpire says holding the ball. Hams, quick to play on. His kick is a real low one. Intercepted pretty easily. This is where they're getting stuck a little bit, Phillip Island, in the last couple minutes. Of course, that IK zone is just built up so well, and when they can't use the corridor, they have to use the wing, but there's just such a good defensive side, Inverloch, that it's hard to do that. Short puts it up. McMillan almost got a good piece of it. Coming, dribbled it like a basketball. All for naught. Stoppage once more. Really hearing that wind come through the mic. So, rather, Phillip Island ready to burst off again. Hawking tried to dispose of it. Dangerous tackle is the call, so we'll be going back to Hawking. He puts it inside 50. Coming, big climb. No, not quite. Ball's just going to go back to ground level. They're trying to work their way out, but they keep on getting repeat inside 50 entries. However, a free kick's been given away. Taylor. They are just finding nothing on that wing. Might have to try run a switch perhaps. I know it's a lot harder in these conditions, but there you go again. Short. He's already had a good game, as is his teammate in Rankin. Just the back line in general playing well. Rankin, they run a switch of their own. IK, Hams, puts it up. That is an excellent kick in the windy conditions. Patterson looking for Cumming. Oh, just fell out of his hands. Bolters trying to redeem. And unfortunately just couldn't get there in the end. Couldn't scoop it back up into his grasp. Out of bounds. Geez, the roar at that end of the ground would have been loud if Cumming grabbed onto that one. Still plenty of opportunities though. So Reid is going to have a look on goal. Didn't really go anywhere for the Gippsland Power prospect. As I mentioned before, could very well be a first rounder in the 2023 National Draft. Cal Toomey, AFL journo, had him at around about 21, I believe. Of course, the younger brother of Essendon player Zach Reid. Moving down now, Phillip Island go once more short. Really try to get a good mark there. Was a bit unsuccessful. High contact against Taylor. And they've lost it in the middle of the grounds. Bruce just couldn't find the footy. IK working hard to try find a proper opportunity. Ball just tumbling around there in the coalface. Bolters breaks free, has a snap on goal. Oh, hits the post. But that is the first score of the day, almost 10 minutes into the first term. 0-1-1 to no score. Inverloch Kongwak now leading on your Totally Workwear scoreboard. Orlando Kane Gillard. He's been in and out of the team this year, but has found himself a spot in the final 22 on grand final day. Taylor, an absolute superstar. Here's Hayden Bruce. They've missed this man in the contest. His kick left a little bit desired, bounced off the chest of Burke. Just trying to stop play Phillip Island, and they eventually get it. Pedersen willing to compromise and settle for a stoppage. So Pedersen tries to run out of the contest there. Wasn't all that successful as Hams found Clark. Clark just perhaps maybe having a struggle, just trying to find the right option. Oh, has that stayed in inbounds? Yeah, just. As you see Tom Hams running back onto the field. The coach of this side, the player coach. What can he conjure up? Taylor, spun, tackled instantly, has to be holding, and it is. Great tackle laid by Will Hams, the former Don. Kicks it across to Clark. Running hard is Hawking. Outran Jones in that instance. Rankin had to go in hard, was really brave going for that contest. Reid led out in front of Patullo. Doesn't seem to back himself in here, looks hesitant. So he's going to put one inside 50. Is anyone open? Cumming in the pocket as well as Patterson. Here he's Cumming, snaps it around. First goal of the 2023 Grand Final belongs to Tate Cumming. Was a junior last year. Somewhat struggled to find a permanent position in the senior side, playing 7 games. This year he has been one of the most vital members of this great IK team. One of the best forwards they've had all year. Had to step up when skipper Toby Marnie went down all the way back in round 11 with that hamstring. Of course, Marnie is back today. Made his return in the semi-final against Phillip Island. Desant got out to his brother. Got to be holding the ball. Didn't dispose of it properly. Pedersen, once again, with the footy. He's had plenty of it today. Sends a high one up forward. Blake! Almost. And things should settle down here. Geez, Blake has looked really lively so far. Has been an excellent addition to this team since 2019. Hams got out of the hot contest. Bolter's chasing hard for it, trying to handball it to himself almost. Eventually will tumble over the boundary line, the Sharon. Phillip Island just struggling to find some opportunities early on. I know they were good in that first 2 minutes or so, but since then, Inverloch have held them up really well. Samalis coming. Ball just dropped a little bit too low. Here's Bolters, spun out of trouble. Kick on goal for a behind. I think that was Oscar Desant there. Just joining us, 1-2-8 to no score. Inverloch Kongwak up in the opening quarter. Just a tick over 14 minutes through. So this looks a bit better. A bit of flair off half back. In the back against Phillip Island will be going to Samalis, who's had a good day so far. Hams puts it up, 2-on-1 situation. Great mark there by Max Griffin, or Mark Griffin I should say. Puppers. A great diving mark there. Could have taken the mark there. A little bit wasteful from Clark. Still have plenty of time to get an opportunity here. Play is eventually deemed dead. Thrown in to Son. Pedersen, Walton, and then Holmes, McKenzie looking for Heinhoff. Was just a little bit disadvantaged there by the matchup. And it's going to be holding the ball. They're going to claim that he fell on top of it. Geez, I thought that's a bit stiff. Short, pushes up, goes through the middle. Pedersen gets one back, and he has been superb in this first quarter. Knows all about the big time, doesn't he? Ball punched out. Clark chasing hard for it. Hugging the wing. Patterson. Now Hams. He's a great kick. And now they'll look to go inside 50 here. And perhaps not. I think Marnie might actually go for a shot on goal here, and why not? Before he went down with that injury, he'd played every game of the year. Had kicked at least one goal in every game, mind you. Kicked 3 in the semi-final just a fortnight ago. He's going to set up a teammate instead. Mark couldn't be taken. Holmes will take it and turn it over. IK really starting to show their dominance at the moment. Wyatt, Hams, runs off, went one way, then the other. Almost lost possession of the footy. Park! Ball fell perfectly into his lap.
Peno! Peno!
2023 Team of the Year midfielder, as I mentioned before, and he's been incredibly serviceable to this football team since coming across from Fish Creek just a few years ago. Park lines his shot up for the second of the day, and geez, that wind is really proving to be trouble. No score. I think we've had 3 out of bounds on the Fools already from inside 50s. Phillip Island yet to score. They're really struggling to find it. Any sort of possession in their offensive half of the ground. But here comes Brown, ready to have a say. Only before the ball went to Eels, though. Rankin lost it. Pressured by Hindhoff. Eventually got the kick off. Looking for Dorling. Instead will be centre wing. Opposite to the broadcast position. Ruck's going at it. Pedersen won the hit out. Pearce, haven't had to call his name too much in this opening quarter as Walton's dragged over. So Desant, the two-handed hit out there. Socket off the ground and then come flying through was Park. Hit up Reid on the lead. Park's had a bit of a say early on in this contest as well. Just burst out through the middle, kept himself calm and sent a stabbing sort of kick right in to the chest of Reid, who will back himself in. Reid, the junior, calm as ever. Goes for the set shot. Doesn't look too bad. Wonderful start for Inverloch Kongwak. The Sea Eagles are flying at the moment. 2-2-14 to no score. Drawing closer to extra time. Well, time added on, I should say, on your Totally Workwear scoreboard. In fact, we've now ticked over into that period. Phillip Island have been off to a bit of a slow start since that first 2 minutes or so, and geez, you feel they need a bit of a confidence lifter. Maybe a centre clearance would do just that. Walton found the ball behind his back. Desant really holding his own against probably the physically stronger Pedersen. Hams was caught immediately. Desant, back-to-back hit-outs, you might say. Play will just halt once more. The ball comes loose finally. Samalis. An interesting sort of ball there. McKenzie tackled real hard. That's the sort of leadership you want from your skipper and Marnie. He's really missed his footy. He's looking a little bit sore coming up from that, but it's a tough sort of figure. Sure, he will be more than all right. Andrew Samalis, despite his age, going in very hard today. Wants that flag. Scott goes inside, comes off the hand of a defender, so they've got more opportunities. IK coming, got it off to Reid. Another handball. Desant kicked it around. Found the two big ones. That's IK's third of the day. 3-2-20 to nil. Danger signs for Phillip Island already. As we come back to the centre circle, you see Marnie there. He just came off from the ground, now on the bench, and he's seeing a bit of a tension on what I think was a knee. Seemed to be holding that sort of region. Jeez, that would be heartbreaking if he wasn't able to play the full duration of this match. It was so pivotal to their success earlier on in the year. Hasn't lost a game all year, might I add. Walton. Good laid tackle bomb. Samalis once again. He's been superb. Hams was awarded a free kick. when a risky sort of ball came off the foot of Taylor. What can Clark do here? Shrugged off a tackle, now looking for Reed. Almost got the contested mark there. Bolters, a circus sort of shot. And on the full that one was. So flying back up, marked easily by Hawking. Hawking's just going to wait and then do a little bit of a juke. Puts it inside 50, looking for a player. I think that's Ola Renshaw to take it. No. At the bottom of the pack is Tate Cumming. Or not Tate Cumming, rather. I think that's maybe Reed. It certainly is. So he was in a similar position just a few moments ago, and now he's looking to kick his second of the day. Hasn't played too many games for IKs. He's been with the Gippy Power and the Talent League. Does Reed have another? I think he may have. Oh no. Just hit the post, I think. Deemed and behind by the goal umpire. Yeah, just the veteran leadership from Samalis there. Mackenzie at half-back. Doesn't have a whole lot opening up for him. Ola Renshaw now. Another guy that probably didn't lock his spot in the side too much this year. Mackenzie in a lot of the trouble. Had time to get rid of it. IK fans calling for 50. They won't get so. It'll just be the set shot from the tackling position there. As Nick Bolters can now line up. It's been a blistering start by the Sea Eagles. The Bulldogs have not been able to handle the pressure. Eerily similar to the round 18 game, where Phillip Island did not score a single point in that opening term. We all know how that one ended. Bolter's kick looked straight at first and then swung all the way right. Out of bounds on the full. And here's Taylor. He's on the bench in the team of the year. He's really been a sort of a swingman. He can play quite literally everywhere on the ground. We've seen him up forward, we're seeing him down back at the moment, and he even started off the game in the middle. Welcome with open arms last year after having that 1 year stint up with Trinity Beach in Queensland. Won a B&F in that year as well. 26.5 through the first quarter. And there goes your siren, in fact. What a brilliant start for the Inverloch Kongwak Football Club. 3-3-21, Phillip Island, no score. Like I said before, just eerily similar to that round 18 contest. It was almost exactly alike, and I'll actually get up that round 18 contest just because I'm so intrigued by what the first quarter score was. 19-0. That one was all the way back in round 18. But we're going to take a quick break now as both teams just go into their huddles for quarter time. Phillip Island have a little bit of work to do. 21-point lead for Inverloch Kongwak.
Hey, I'm Michael Van der Klooster, but everyone knows me as Vander. I own a company called Vander Surf, and I've been making boards for 23 years. When I started, it was all hand shaping and templates off the blank, and then as CNC surfboard shaping machines came into more availability, I started designing on the laptop, and designing in 3D modelling. It allows me to be creative, express, my artistic side of making surfboards. My favourite part of shaping boards is I really enjoy the interaction with the customer. I love making surfboards for other people. If I can make a board that's going to make them enjoy going surfing more, that's what I get the most joy out of. When I'm out surfing, I'm actually designing boards in my head. I'm thinking about how I can make that board go better. I'm looking at how other people are surfing. Surfing is so individual. What I really like about a surfboard, someone might actually not like about a surfboard. So I think it's really important to tailor every board to that specific person and their surfing ability and where they want to take their surfing. It's really cool to be working with such a cool brand like Hard Yakka. Like, it's not just for tradies or construction site workers, it's for surfboard shapers or artists. They've been going since like 1930 or something. So what's that, 90 years? And when you think of an iconic Australian workwear brand, it's pretty much Hard Yakka.
I'm going all the way up. I'm going all the way up. I'm letting go in my heart of everything that holds me down. And it's feeling like I'm in love. I can feel the love. Oh yeah, it's all around me.
This is a story of a community that likes to work hard, digging, fixing, building, keeping people safe, or just lending a hand. A community that all have one place to come together, where they're spoilt for choice and good service is everything. And although there are stores all over Australia, the owners are as local as they come. Totally Workwear, clothing your hard-working community.
So welcome back to the West Gippsland Football League. Today, the 2023 Grand Final between Inverloch Kongwak and Phillip Island. After that first term of footy, 3-3-21, Phillip Island no score, and it was certainly a very disappointing start for the Islands. Had a lot of trouble just getting it down into their forward half of the ground. This Inverloch Kongwak defence is once again stepping up, as they have been really all year. And Phillip Island, the whole brand is playing that hard, aggressive sort of footy, and they like to go through the middle as well, but they've just haven't been able to do that just yet. And Hayden Bruce, in his first game back, he's only had maybe one or two touches to start off. Of course, Phillip Island be wary of how he is. He's wearing a helmet there, the blue, navy blue helmet, if you can see him in the middle of the grounds. But just, I feel as if every time they've tried to go into the middle, they've turned it over, and that's all credit to Inverloch Kongwak. Andrew Samalis has put on an absolute clinic in the first term, and he'd be pretty close to my best on ground so far if he's not already. Of course, still 3 terms of footy to play, plenty of time left, but you just feel as if Phillip Island are already on the back foot. They need to get a hurry on starting in this second quarter. And even when they haven't gone through the middle and they've tried to go down the wing, they've been pretty reluctant to go with a switch. But this side has probably been the best club throughout the 6 years of the West Gippsland football competition. So you can't be too judgmental just yet. And of course, this windy conditions are really suiting to Inverloch's sort of brands. They've got some really good kicks in the team. We saw Tom Hams multiple times throughout that first term just put absolute perfect kicks into the chests of his teammates. Just ultimate precision. Laces out. Siren's gone. Phillip Island need a response. So here's Park, centre clearance, Hams. Mackenzie just wasn't ready to go into the contest. Plays on straight away. Oscar Toussaint, 2v1. Overhead mark taken. It was Toussaint who kicked, I believe it was the 3rd goal of that second quarter, or the first quarter, I should say. And now has an opportunity to kick his second of the day. Pretty good work as a midfielder. Doesn't really go down forward all too often. In the opening minutes of the second quarter. For a 27-point lead, no. We'll go way off to the left. Minor score though, 3-4-22. No score for Phillip Island. Just going to wait for the ball to be retrieved here. Just have a listen to that. No wonder the Dogs are having such issue moving the footy. Pearce, he'll go down the line once more as they have been doing. Short, wow, he is really going for a highlight reel today. We've seen him take a couple of marks. Both attempts have been unsuccessful nonetheless, but his game in defence has been really good as well. He's had a couple intercept possessions, even in the middle of the ground as well. Park turns around, snaps out on the full, almost hit the windscreen there. Kick forward, Hawking. Intercept mark, easy as that. Out at centre wing, opposite the broadcast side. A lot of the play has been there today. Sends it inside 50. Hams almost. Ball comes loose. Kicked up towards full forward. Patterson almost. They've got to work hard to get back here in time. Still chasing the footy hard. The Phillip Island defender, Patterson, was tackled by a defender eventually. Bolters got it off. Patullo snaps around his body. Bruce, his second or third possession of the day. Woodfield, we haven't seen much of him yet. Samalis did not have a single piece of that footy. Umpire agrees, holding the man. Almost went the cheeky handball to Bolters. Once some players leading out for him, you put it up on the top of their heads. Taylor went for a punch instead of the mark. McMillan ran into trouble real quick. Toussaint snapping, bending. Oh, has that made it? No. Tapped at the goal line by, I think that might be Daniel Pearce. Caleb Marchbank sort of activity there. Pearce goes up forward. Jeez, Hawking almost took a great grab there. They had just had so much more possession of the footy, Inverloch Kongwak, and holding the ball, so Phillip Island are going to get another shot. They've got to switch it up here. Even in the early days of the second. They'll go down this line once more. Pedersen looks big here. And he was. Brought it down. Handball to Cam Brown. And that kick is caught right up in the midst of the wind, I should say, and goes out of bounds. Taylor lost sight of it. IK once more short. That kick going to hug the boundary line and be pushed over a tad. For out in the full. They're going to stick on this wing. Low sort of ball. Descent. Park. Running through the middle. Here comes Hams. And now looking for Reed. Has to watch out for the big crunch coming. Turn it over. Phillip Island ready to go. Perhaps not. Here's Tom Hams. His kick. Looking for his brother. Was just maybe a little bit off. And now Walton have possession. Not a single free man. Here we go. Switch. It's going to be run, but it was executed very poorly. Patterson had a chance to snap around and kick the fourth major of the day. Instead, it would go through for a minus score. 3-6-24, no score. Phillip Island. I can honestly not tell you the last time it entered it inside the offensive 50. IK's defence has just been at another level. Pearce sends it down. They've always just got numbers out the back though, don't they, IK? Luckily, Phillip Island got away with that one. Pedersen rewarded a free. Up towards half forward. Contested mark needed here, or at least an inside 50 entry at the very least. Comes out. And there you go, holding the ball. Oscar Desson is, for me, is now probably been best on. Conversation is going to be on all throughout the day. He is lifted in this second term more than he already did. Here's Hams out the back, decides to go for a little bit of a run. Marnie left his man. So Marnie is on a tough angle here. Ignores the wind. He'll go for it anyway. And drifts off to the right. But it's good to see him back out on the field. After having a little bit of trouble with his knee earlier on. 3-7-25 on your Totally Workwear scoreboard. Phillip Island still at 0. They're going to go back to that same left side. Numbers out the back for the Sea Eagles. Pryor. Fresh Airy. Holding the man. Phillip Island had probably a little bit of the rub of the green. Not to say that his free kicks were unjustified, but they've certainly had their chances. Heinhoff. Pedersen had to go to his knees, and free kick's been paid against Pedersen. Didn't happen to see what that one was for. They'll play on regardless. Short, deep kick inside 50. Reed Oh, but they had Jordan Thomas out the back. Just slipped out of his hands. Snap. McKenzie lost at the goal line and regathered. Handball. Bounces in the wind the wrong way. Should be holding the man there. Will be. Will Hams. Now he's somewhat of a goal scorer himself, so you'd think that he'd be willing to have a look here, and certainly will, or maybe set up a teammate instead. Here comes Will Hams, the former Essendon bomber. He's got it! Wonderful strike on the boot. 31-point leaders they are. IK, Phillip Island, and we're in real trouble. What a set shot there from Hams. Knew exactly where to aim for. Knew the wind would take it right to the homeland. Sea Eagles up and about. Park, his handball went into open space. Taylor looking for Bruce. Is this the moment they strike? Bruce, really good tackle laid. That's the sort of intensity they need. Such a contested bull, Bruce is. Huge inclusion in today's game. Pedersen got out to Taylor. His handball was a little bit off. Bruce really trying to impact this contest now. Samalis just got it off. Tackle. Oh my God, he's being shrugged off. And a free kick's going to go in the way of Phillip Islands. Going to go to Bruce. If he's able to kick this one, you know the Bulldogs are really going to get around him. He missed nearly 2 months of footy after that nasty head collision against the Dusties in round 15. Bruce, with his new helmets, kick is on its way. The wind's going to bring it back. Phillip Island get their first major of the day, and what a wonderful strike. And you see all the Bulldogs come around him. One of the biggest stories of the day in the 2023 Grand Final. Good to see Hayden Bruce on the board. For 7:31 to 1:06 on your Totally Workwear scoreboard. 11.5 minutes through the second quarter. Who knows, that may have just motivated Phillip Island that little bit more. Ball up. Pedersen won the hit out. Samalis just misread the bounce there. Ball hits the deck, tumbling around in the coalface. Hams goes to work against O'Pitts. Hams back with possession. Going to be tackled immediately. Pedersen goes for a second serving. Taylor has to be high. It is. Billy Taylor has been paid advantage, the umpire. I do not know how, or rather play on, I should say, but I thought it was a high free kick, but nonetheless, IK with it. Wyatt down the line. Is that out in the full? Sure was. Ola Renshaw at right half back. Pedersen leading hard and strong. Great grab. He's had a few of them today. It's just such a big body. Really hard to stop, Cam Pedersen. Puts it inside forward 50. Eels try to get the mark. Instead went for a little bit of a slap. But you feel a shift in the atmosphere after that Bruce goal. Phillip Island ready to pounce on their opportunities. Burke had free range to move. Samalis dribbles it back down the field after getting possession. McCorn looking for Marnie. Marnie did well to remain calm against Pearce. Will he play on immediately? He's a bit slow, but eventually gets it off to centre half forward. Ball comes loose. The ball in Samalis is eventually stopped, and right here on the half forward line for Inverloch Kongwak, a ball up. Burke was maybe pushed a little bit. Ball's going to dribble. This is vital here. Who's going to get this? IK Ford's trying to get possession of it. Marnie hit the deck. And then a dribble up out of the defensive 50 for Phillip Island. Ultimately re-entered. Boundary throw in. Whistle blown, block. It's going to go in the way of Clinton McCorn. So McCorn's got a pretty good foot on him, but he's not always the most accurate. Got close to the man on the mark there. Geez, that had no distance, went straight up. Should be easy pickings for Phillip Island. Misread where the ball was going, however, so play remains alive. 15 and a half through the second term. Holding the man. Another free kick going back to Clinton McCorn. Doesn't want to kick it on top of the pack. He'll go for another set shot. In fact, he's tricked us all. The kick wasn't executed all that well out on the full. The Sea Eagles have just regained a little bit of control after that first goal from Bruce. Game is probably back on their terms now. Short was pushed while placing the drop punt. Stoppage called. Here we go, once more. Coming to Sont. Goes inside, 50. Out on the full again. And although they've been by far the better team so far, geez, you just think that, I know it's hard in these windy conditions, but 4-7, they've had a couple out on the fulls as well. Maybe IK could have been winning this game by a lot more. But as a neutral viewer, we're not going to complain. Jones is tackled, lost possession, coming, snaps it around. I think that was Batulo. Just have numbers waiting there in the centre square as Short sends an absolute bullet towards Samalis. He gives it off to his coach, Tom Hams, going for a minor score. 4-7-8, 32, 1-0-6. Inverloch Kongwak proving to be the dominant side in this one. They're up by a total of 26 points. Almost 18 minutes through the second term. Hindhoff, Pedersen ran through at the perfect time. Holding, they've paid advantage. This is where they're most dangerous, in the middle of the ground. Oh no, Burke's lost it here. They've got to remain composed, but here come the Sea Eagles. They flock. Hams goes for a run. Got caught up, Rankin. Play stopped. Push in the back. Hams immediately moves on. Clark. Oh my God, he's knocked out his own teammate in Thomas. And that kick certainly lost and left a lot to be desired from Mackenzie. Bruce has re-entered onto the ground. The best on ground in the 2019 grand final. Kick went nowhere, smothered well. Park found Pearce. Jones, they've got a bit of open space now. Can they move efficiently? Brown, hit on the chest. And then Inverloch Kongwak, quick to put the plug in the bathtub. Kane Gillard, out of bounds and near the flank for Phillip Islands. Probably not too bad of a result today. Just the mids, they've got to start working for Pedersen. Haven't had a whole lot of clearances. Great hit out. Hinhoff, Bruce going for his second of the day. Oh no, it's hit the post once more. Jeez, that would have been pivotal. 4-8-32, 1-1-7 on your Totally Workwear scoreboard. Grand final day here at Kuirup. Thomas remained composed, which is good. Had Bruce right up in his grill. Rankin, Clark, cheeky sidestep. Go out to Patterson. They are just finding space with ease here, the Sea Eagles. Fortunately, all went to waste. Pearce at fullback. Pedersen has to go for a little bit of a run to get possession of that one. Got it out. And Griffin might just keep it in bounds here. He does. Eventually results in the play being deemed dead. Only the 2 goals kicked in this second quarter, so we won't have a lot of time added on. Pedersen, Bruce, ball spat out of the contest. Back over to the boundary. Pedersen, an almighty punch. Hawking collected it, tackled instantly. Oh, geez. Have a look at that. Desant sat on top of him. Pedersen still got the hit out, though. Hawking, Samalis. Didn't have much time to put it out to a suitable option. His panic kick went out on the full. Down the centre wing. Desant shrugged one off. High contact, Phillip Islands. They're going to get a free there. Got shoved right in the face, I think, Jack Taylor. No, Cam Brown it looks to be. Brown up to Burke. Ball comes loose. Kane Gillard takes it over the line calmly. 22.5 in this second term. And one more score come for the Bulldogs. Inverloch Kongwak with a freebie here. Coming. Desant. patient. Was going to go out to his right, instead went out to the left. Ball will go out once more. If you're just joining us for 8:32, 1-1-7 on your Totally Workwear scoreboard. Beautiful sunny skies out in the Kui Rupp Recreation Reserve today. Park was tackled hard, holding the ball. And enough time to get rid of it, supposedly. And Bruce starting to heat up a little bit. Big one placed down the wing. Now to bounds again. They've got to try something different, Phillip Island. They're sticking to kicking it down the same wing every time, and they're just getting nothing out of it. They've always got the numbers out the back, Inverloch, Kongwak, whether it's Hawking or Tate Shorts. This instance is a little bit different though. Bruce put a high one up. Brown fighting hard. Back on the flank, or at least very close to it for Phillip Island as time continues to tick down. Ball enters inside 50. They've got to get a free look here, Phillip Island. Holding the ball. There's really no getting out of that one. It was a great tackle placed by Bolters. He goes in the middle. Pedersen try to get a hand out to it. Desant. All he had to do was sit and wait. Patterson. Their transition from their back half to their forward half has been on point all day. Coming, couldn't get it. Hams out the back. Easy snap, perhaps not. Geez, the inaccuracy is costing Inverloch Kongwak here. 4-9-33, 1-1-7. But the way things are going at the moment, Phillip Island are just not looking like the strongest side. Inverloch Kongwak are transitioning with absolute ease, whereas the Bulldogs, they're really having to grind out their results. Bruce kicks it towards Pedersen. Clark, a brave fist. McKenzie collected up immediately by Cumming. On the topic of Inverloch Kongwak and their missing as well, some of their inside 50 entries haven't been great either. Cummings had to work really hard to get some of his marks, but the ball's just going over his head every time. Taylor in the middle of the ground is something going to be conjured up here. Pedersen, he's got Bruce out to his left. They're going to keep going out through the middle. This is looking good. Patullo launches from 50 out and behind. Didn't have a whole lot of time to act. Knew he had a couple of Seagulls right on his back. 26.5. You'd figured the siren would be set to sound any minute. Hams. Jeez, that's a big kick. Taylor got it out once more. He's short. Hams was held back a little bit from it. Umpire will give Hams a free kick. And there goes your siren for half-time. Inverloch Kongwak are in the prime position to complete their near-perfect season. Phillip Island have got a bit of talking to do at the half-time break. 33 plays 8 at the major break, and we'll just go to some advertisements quickly. Let's hope that Phillip Island can really bounce back and provide us a great contest in the second half.
Hey, I'm Michael Vanderklooster, but everyone knows me as Vander. I own a company called Vander Surf, and I've been making boards for 23 years. When I started, it was all hand shaping and templates off the blank. And then as CNC surfboard shaping machines came into more availability, I started designing on the laptop and designing in 3D modeling. It allows me to be creative, express, my artistic side of making surfboards. My favorite part of shaping boards is I really enjoy the interaction with the customer. I love making surfboards for other people. If I can make a board that's going to make them enjoy going surfing more, that's what I get the most joy out of. When I'm out surfing, I'm actually designing boards in my head. I'm thinking about how I can make that board go better. I'm looking at how other people are surfing. Surfing is so individual. What I really like about a surfboard, someone might actually not like about a surfboard. So I think it's really important to tailor every board to that specific person and their surfing ability and where they want to take their surfing. It's really cool to be working with such a cool brand like Hard Yakka. It's not just for tradies or construction site workers, it's for surfboard shapers or artists. They've been going since like 1930 or something. So what's that, 90 years? And when you think of an iconic Australian workwear brand, it's pretty much Hard Yakka.
I'm going all the way up. I'm going all the way up. I'm letting go in my heart of everything that holds me down. No. And it's feeling like I'm in love. I can feel the love. Oh yeah, it's all around me.
This is a story of a community that likes to work hard, digging, fixing, building, keeping people safe, or just lending a hand. A community that all have one place to come together, where they're spoilt for choice and good service is everything. And although there are stores all over Australia, the owners are as local as they come. Totally Workwear, clothing your hard-working community.
Welcome back to the West Gippsland Football League 2023 Grand Final on show today. And as we wait for either team to get into their set positions, it is 4-9-33 to 1-2-8 on your Totally Workwear scoreboard. And it's just been Inverloch Kongwak dominant so far. And Phillip Island really haven't looked like the better team pretty much all day. And I was just discussing off air with a couple of different people that Phillip Island, their brand, this entire game, it's just been going down the same wing over and over and over again. They've got to take a bit of risk in this second half, because if Inverloch kick another couple goals, it may be out of reach, just depending, just judging by how the way they've played and of course the wind as well. But they've just barely sniffed the footy up forward. And Travis Woodfield, he's a great player of great quality, and I've not seen him even come close to it today, and that's really unfortunate. So, as I said at quarter time, I want to see Phillip Island use a little bit more of the middle of the ground, where they don't have to kick it as much and they can use it a bit more by hands and not have to rely so much on accuracy in these on this windy sort of day. So, but all credit to IK as well. You've got to actually execute that defensive game plan, and they've done exactly that. They've put Phillip Island under pressure from the minute the game started, really, and guys like Short and Hawking have been really pivotal in getting this comfy lead at half-time. But let's see if the Dogs can bounce back. Their season is on the line. Looking for that illustrious third flag, the Phillip Island Football Club. Inverloch looking for their second in the West Gippsland Football League. Kick by Pearce. Bounces a little bit awkward over the boundary line. And that's something that needs to be addressed as well. There's been a lot of stoppages today because of kicks going all over the place because of the wind and going towards the boundary line. They need to get the clearances at stoppage. It's just a simple must. Burke has given away a free kick. Went over to Sant there. Sant will go right up the line, maybe crossing up into the middle a little bit. Pearce, wow, that's a big knock. Was brave to provide a punch. Seems to be okay. Perhaps not. The free kick was just awarded to Pearce. I think Mackenzie originally thought he had it. So Daniel Pearce puts them inside 50. Pedersen. Ball just went over his hands that little bit too much. Bruce shrugs off a couple, eventually got the handball out. Tom Hams at half-back, the coach, really working hard to get his team out of this tricky position. And look at the class from that to Sant. I think that was Dorling who kicked it up forward. Free kick, whistle blown. Back with Inverloch, or remaining with Inverloch, I should say. Here's Tate coming. Lines it up. Bolters versus Burke. Hams looking for his second of the day. High. And they've given away a 50 as well, Phillip Island. You cannot be doing that. So Will Hams is going to kick his second of the day. And he has been huge. Point blank range, doesn't get easier than that. 5'9", 39, plays 1-2-8 on your Totally Workwear scoreboard after that 50-metre penalty given away. Tom Hams, or rather Will Hams I should say, his second goal of the day. He's had a pretty good performance up there in the forward line. Sort of floating in and out of the midfield as well. Certainly been one of the better players for Inverloch Kongwak. You see Pearce is playing midfield now after starting off at fullback. Bruce almost escaped Samalas, just not quite, however. Thomas gave it off to Park. Park slipped over after he sidestepped. Pearce got it back for his team. They must act here. Heinhoff, kick down the line. Bruce misread the footy. Still placing great pressure though. Inverloch Kongwak are not getting easy possessions here. They've showed this all year. They're just a top class footy side. How on earth do they get out of that? Ham's got it to Thomas. Descent. Going inside 50. Bolters, free range. Should be pushing the back. And it sure is. So Nick Bolters will have a look on goal. We can either set up another opportunity if he wishes. Here comes Nick Bolters. Had a really hot start to his year. Finds Marnie. You really cannot find a lead better than that. Found a perfect pocket of space and took a incredibly easy mark against McMillan. Marnie is going to give it a good snap. Just didn't have enough sauce on it. Just that little bit too straight, minus score. 5-10-40 to 1-8. IK up by 32 points in this grand final. As back-to-back grand final defeats loom for Phillip Island. Max Blake, that's much better. Now moving through the middle, this is looking good. Bruce, he's an absolute game changer. Park, well tackled there. Free kick paid. Park has been probably IK's best mid. Him and Oscar Descent, they have been just superb. Would not be surprised if he got the best on ground today. Burke. Overhead mark was executed well. McKenzie, risky hand pass to Blake. Taylor, that's a big knock. You've got to pay a free kick for that. High contact. And that might be a bit cheeky from Taylor as well. Was on the ground until the free kick was paid. The original call was play on. Pedersen must impact the game in the forward half. Taylor got it out. Turnover to Shem Hawking. The ball dribbled past Burke. Clark faked his opponent out. And that ball nearly hit me. Jeez. And then a knock off the ball as well. They can't afford to risk giving away a free kick, but Phillip Island have got a 50-metre penalty instead. Mark Griffin with the footy. This is what they need, a little bit of fire in the belly. Something to get them moving. They're still going at it to the right of your screen. Didn't happen to see the original incident. But Mark Griffin, the backman, wants to have a set shot here and give his team a bit of a lift. You heard the coaches saying there, right goalpost, and that is the absolute right advice. Griffin walks in and just kicked it a little bit too much to the left. $5-10-40, 139 on your Totally Workwear scoreboard. Player coach Tom Hams out of fullback. Hams. A great kick down the line. Phillip Island finding a little bit more possession. Incredibly sloppy though, so turnover occurs. IK, here we come. Park. Great kick in the middle of the ground. Found Oscar Descent inside 50. Entry. Mackenzie O'Mani. Who's the mark going towards? Going towards Marnie. Jeez, I thought Mackenzie had first touch of that. If Marnie is to get the goal here on this set shot, I'm starting to really doubt Phillip Island a potential comeback. I hate to admit it. Marnie, the skipper. He's had a hard second half of the year. But it doesn't matter because he's back here on grand final day. Just couldn't finish the job there. And out of bounds there on the opposite side to the broadcast. Thrown back in by the boundary umpire. Great throw, might I add, as well. Burke is hit out. Just roll over once more. 9.5 minutes through this third quarter. It's called the Premiership quarter for a reason. Right now, Inverloch Kongwak are playing a Premiership brand of footy. Heinhoff. Down the line, Taylor. Just pushed out of it a little bit. McMillan knocked it over. Bowl just struggling to find any fresh air. Fairly congested. Another stoppage called. Down Phillip Island's end of the ground though, so suppose that's one positive. Hit out went right to Hawking. Holmes must execute properly here. His dribble kick couldn't get to O'Pitts. So a free kick's going to go to Phillip Island here. That's pretty pivotal. They've now got an opportunity for an inside 50 entry, Blake. Very good kick there from Bruce. Blake knew exactly where he was going. That is the good thing about Max Blake, that he is so smart with his knowledge around the ball drop. You rarely see him drop one. Knows the exact place to lead every time. This would get his footy club back on track. Couple deep breaths. Blake is typically a pretty good set shot. Kicks on its way. Looks good. Blake's kicked. Phillip Island's second of the day. 5-10-40 to 2-3-15 on your Totally Workwear scoreboard, and they needed that. Just need back-to-back goals here. Bit of consistency. 25 points the margin at Kui Rup. What has been a great day for both football and netball. The Inverloch Kongwak Footy Club looking for their third football premiership of the day. The thirds and the reserves won it. It's all up to the seniors now. Descent, big climb. Hams, high contact. Got him around the neck in that tackle. Went to a 2-on-1. Scott has been paid a free kick. I'm not sure what for. Really seemed to just be losing his footing there. Hams on the run, enters inside 50. Is that Marnie once more? Certainly was. Couldn't put his two hands on the football though. Hit out goes high in the sky. Woodfield landed in the back of Patterson. Perhaps not enough to earn a free kick. Pedersen collected his own hit out really. Holmes put it up forward. Short was in prime position, but was knocked out of it. Now they can move here, IK. Dawling's kick was smothered though. Centre wing opposite the broadcast position. We'll have a boundary throw in. Ball eventually came out towards Wyatt. Now Thomas looking for Hams. Handball was just not too accurate though, so Hams had to try, conjure something up. Play was ultimately halted up. Here's Samalis. His kick doesn't have much distance on it. McKenzie took it, played on immediately. Hindhoff goes to O'Pitts. This is much better, perhaps not. Thomas, Hams, back down the line. Coming, pushing really high up the ground, and Patterson, he'll go to a teammate. Inside 50 entry, Marnie's in full forward. Play on's the call. Marnie, handball towards the pocket. Hams, what can he do? Was taken high. Another look on goal for Inverloch Kongwak. So Will Hams goes around and just had nothing on it. Minor score 5-11, 41, 2-3, 15. And the 2023 West Gippy Premiership is starting to just slip out of the hands of Phillip Islands. McKenzie on the flank. They can't do this again. It's gone to McMillan. Wynn carried it a little bit. Brown, this is good. Brown, hard running, excellent work. Kick wasn't brilliant. Fortunately didn't find the boundary line. Went straight to Hawking. Ball's still loose though. Samalis goes to Tom Hams. He's in a bit of trouble. Quick Yui looking for Short, and he can settle his team now. The backman has probably been the benchmark for defenders all year. Take Short. That's why he found himself at centre half back in team of the year. Good mark, Scott. Clinton McCorn. Clark, Griffin, big bump. You like to see that intensity. Hams just missed his tackle slightly. Walton struggling to find an option. Eventually went with Bruce. Kick was way too high. Instead went into the chest of Samalis. May I also mention that I think Cam Pedersen is perhaps a little bit injured. He was limping off the field. Short had to go backwards. Brown, they must pounce on their opportunities here. Taylor goes up to Woodfield. Woodfield plays on. He's just able to get it through. That was the best portion of play from Phillip Island all day. Great work from Jack Taylor. And all of a sudden, Phillip Island have a sniff once more. 5-11, 41, 3-3, 21, 20 points the difference. Phillip Island have to keep this up. Ticking towards 18 minutes in this third quarter. Burke versus Desont. Neither really won the hit out. Park tried to burst out the stoppage. Or the centre square, I should say. Bolters! Wonderful. The kick from Scott was a rushed one, but Bolters made it work. He wanted to play on, but he's told to stick to his line. And after originally playing on, Bolters will settle upon a set shot here. Bolters goes a different option instead, only found its way to Daniel Pearce. Now out on the line, Blake copped a little bit high maybe to Sant. Hams, rush kick inside, Thomas almost got the mark there. Pearce trying to get it out. Is that holding the ball? Umpire says no, we'll just have another stoppage, thank you very much. You just feel that there's a little bit more in this game now after that one. After that goal from Phillip Island. Park, big knock. IK in prime position. Has that bomb found its way home? It certainly has. A quick snap from maybe Park. I didn't happen to see who got boot the ball on that one. But an almost instant response from IK pushes it out to 26 points once more. 6-11-47, 3-3-21 on your Totally Workwear scoreboard. We have just entered stoppage time. Time is ticking. Walton was claimed. Burke trying to hold his own in the ruck. Hams. Incorrect disposal. Perhaps not. Inside 50 entries. McMillan did really well to get the punch out. They've got another opportunity arising though, IK. Bolters under pressure. Great defence against Marnie there. I think that was from Patullo. Boundary throw in. Forward half for Inverloch Kongwak. So high contact laid. Free kick in the way of Phillip Island. Daniel Pearce. He's probably been one of the better ones for Phillip Island today. He's put on a strong performance, especially in this third quarter. He's had a couple pivotal moments in the middle of the ground. This is much better, just a small chip work, trying to get through the middle of the grounds. Burke caught the play on, didn't realise he had a defender going for him. McCorn from about 15 metres out has smacked it home. McCorn has dribbled it through the goal line from 50 metres out. It was a strange sort of kick. But in doing so, he's given Inverloch Kongwak their 7th goal of the day. 7-11-53, plays 3-3-21. Inverloch Kongwak in prime position to win their 2nd West Gippsland Premiership. So I think free kick was paid against DeSant. Burke copped a heavy knock in that ruck contest. Walton. Brown chasing the ball hard. DeSant was tackled before he had it. Just all builds up there. Centre half forward. 32 points separating these teams now in the third term. Ola Renshaw, clean hands to Burke. Brown has been really good in this third quarter. Goes up high. Jones. Is it gonna sneak its way there? No. Didn't have enough distance on it. Fell just short of the goal line. Short. Elusive. Kick wasn't great though. On the run. Is it there? It sure is. Orlando Kane Gillard, that one was, I believe. throughout this third quarter, they've remained resilient, the Islands. Just seems as if every time Inverloch Kongwak are back in the front seat, Phillip Island have a response. Orlando Kane Gillard providing that one. 7-11-53, 4-3, 27 on your Totally Workwear scoreboard. And Archer Reid also warming up a little bit on the sidelines. Apparently had a dislocated finger and hasn't featured at all in this second half so far. Pedersen back on the ground as well, good to see. Ball escapes Samalas' grasp. He's going to get a free kick though. High contact, or perhaps it will be Samalas. Oscar Desont. His kick goes into space. Walton, one hand collect. Turnover. Ball just congested up a little bit there. Eventually went back down. Hams, inside 50 entry. Good mark in defence, McMillan. Jones felt the pressure of Desont. Didn't crumble under it. Pedersen slipped over whilst kicking. Taylor tried to juggle around. Short, tackled hard and strong. Pedersen's looking really sore there. .25.5. Siren should go soon. Woodfield in the ruck. Dorling. Short. Ball was dropped. And holding the man. Oh, that is a criminal free kick. Short dropped that every day of the week. Now in the middle. Rankin. They've got to capitalise here. Going through the middle. Scott. Reid. Knocked after taking the mark as well. So Archer Reid, almost instantly after coming back from the bench after his injury, the dislocated finger it was, he can now have a look on goal. He's second of the day, I believe. Reid from 50 metres out. Just punched at the last step. 7-12-54, 4-3, 27 on your Totally Workwear scoreboard. Here come Phillip Islands, looking to move out of fullback quickly. And then it's just slowed up a little bit. This has been their best quarter though, Phillip Islands. Been far more impressive. McMillan. Taylor found the boundary line. You see the deliberate rush to get there. Back in play. Burke, good hit out. Samalas just a little bit too slow for Mackenzie, who did a little bit of a Matty Scarlett soccer there. Pryor slipped over. Jack Taylor looking good. Bang! Brought down by Patterson. Holding the ball. Wonderful chase from Patterson. There goes your siren for the third quarter, and geez, Phillip Island could have kicked a goal there. Patterson pushes up. Gets a tackle at the last second, saves his team a goal. Wonderful work there. So, that will do us all for the third quarter. 7-12-54, 4-3, 27, going into the last break of season 2023. Inverloch have been the better team all day. They're looking like they're going to win a flag here. Or can Phillip Island really get a wriggle on and provide one of the greatest comebacks we've seen in this league's history? We'll find out shortly.
Hey, I'm Michael Van der Klooster, but everyone knows me as Vander. I own a company called Vander Surf, and I've been making boards for 23 years. When I started, it was all hand shaping and templates off the blank. And then as CNC surfboard shaping machines came into more availability, I started designing on the laptop and designing in 3D modeling. It allows me to be creative, express, my artistic side of making surfboards. My favorite part of shaping boards is I really enjoy the interaction with the customer. I love making surfboards for other people. If I can make a board that's going to make them enjoy going surfing more, that's what I get the most joy out of. When I'm out surfing, I'm actually designing boards in my head. I'm thinking about how I can make that board go better. I'm looking at how other people are surfing. Surfing is so individual. What I really like about a surfboard, someone might actually not like about a surfboard. So I think it's really important to tailor every board to that specific person and their surfing ability and where they want to take their surfing. It's really cool to be working with such a cool brand like Hard Yakka. Like, it's not just for tradies or construction site workers, it's for surfboard shapers or artists. They've been going since like 1930 or something. So what's that, 90 years? And when you think of an iconic Australian workwear brand, it's pretty much Hard Yakka.
I'm going all the way up. I'm going all the way up. I'm letting go in my heart of everything that holds me down. And it's feeling like I'm in the groove. I can feel the love. Oh yeah, it's all around me.
This is a story of a community that likes to work hard, digging, fixing, building, keeping people safe, or just lending a hand. A community that all have one place to come together, where they're spoilt for choice and good service is everything. And although there are stores all over Australia, the owners are as local as they come. Totally Workwear, clothing your hard-working community.
So we're back from the last break of season 2023, ready for a big final quarter of action, brought to you by Fairhaven Homes. And Inverloch Kongwak have been the far superior side all day, but geez, I wish we were on live when the three-quarter time speech was held in Phillip Island's huddle, because my goodness was it loud towards the ends. Really trying to motivate each other. Big news coming out of the Phillip Island camp though. Cam Pedersen is supposedly done for the rest of the day. I'm not actually sure what sort of injury he did have, but you saw even when he came back onto the ground, he was really sore, trying to limp his way through the game, but ultimately just couldn't finish it off. So we'll see how Daniel Burke can hold his own in this fourth quarter of footy. As for Inverloch, really, all they've got to do is hold on. Something disastrous would have to occur for them to give this one up, despite it being a reasonable margin. Just this wind has been wreaking havoc all afternoon. It's hard to see Inverloch lose from here, but Phillip Island really turned it up in that third quarter, kicked 3 goals. Score sits at 7-12, 54, 4-3, 27. We start to get a bit of that afternoon sunset behind us. Down here at the Kongwak Rec Reserve. One last chance for the Bulldogs. They won 2018. They won 2019. Geez, it would be heartbreaking if they lost consecutive grand finals in 2022 and 2023. Inverloch Kongwak looking for their first flag since 2017. It's been 6 long years, 2 which were disrupted by COVID complications. And we're finally setting up for a large fourth quarter. So, just waiting on the siren here. It's taking a bit of time. There we go. Hey, there you go. You hear it now. Bit anticlimactic, but things back underway now. Hams lost the ball. Pearce, McKenzie snapped around his body. Somehow did a torp on that as well. I'm not sure how that really ended up working. Blake, his kick was smothered. Still got a bit of distance on it. Good intercept by Clark in the back. Actually, never mind. It was called play on. And high contact. Not a great tackle from Jones. Scott goes Hams on the wing. Trying to impact the contest was Blake. Didn't have much effect. Down the line, hugging that boundary line, that sort of brand they love to play at Inverloch. Handball from Phillip Island went nowhere. Scott's kick was a dribbler. Turnover, McKenzie. Helicopter sort of ball. Look at the propellers on that one. Hams smacks it out. Clark had uber amount of time to get rid of that. That is holding the ball. I must admit, that is holding the ball. Clark was like a statue waiting to get rid of that one. Umpire calls for the ball back. Burke just holding off to Son a little bit. Yet again, another stoppage. Burke hit out in the wrong direction. Patterson laid that big tackle in the dying seconds of the third. Samalis spun his way through, just got rid of it in the nick of time. McKenzie goes to Jones. He's got Brown out to his left. Brown, little bit of sidestepping there, doesn't know which way he wants to go. Brown, just drifting off a little bit. Plays kept alive by Short, who punched it out, only went as far as Hindhoff. Eventually got it off. Woodfield, I think that is, on the right. Tough angle to full forward. What a mark from Blake. Bulldogs cheer squad erupts to your left of screen. Blake, confident as ever, snaps it. That's what they needed. An early opening goal 2.5 minutes, 7:12:54. Does play. So I'm just waiting for the sponsors to get through here at Kiwi Rupp.
And then who goes to the 5?
5:3:33.
Then Bailey comes to the wing.
It's only 21 points. It's doable. They just can't let a goal slip here in defence, Phillip Islands. They need consecutive goals. Samalis, bit of a fresh airy. McKenzie tackled pretty quickly. He's actually had a good game as Kai McKenzie. Floating sort of between half-back and the midfield in that Jack Sinclair sort of role. Ball punched, went through the legs of Brown. How did he get possession of that? That's holding the ball though. Oh, I thought it was at least. Maybe he was tackled that first time after he spun. Taylor out to a teammate. Bruce has someone hot behind his back. Up forward. Blake couldn't take an incredible mark on that occasion. Taylor collected up Shem Hawking. This is a pivotal stage of the game. Phillip Island can't let this slip. Burke hit out. Samalis tried to get first possession. Didn't. Hams lost it. Comes back out. Desant first to the footy. Has to go a weird little dribbler sort of ball there, and Patterson gets it over the line. Boundary throw in. Burke. Ball comes loose. Kane Gillard trying to make it work. Whistle blown. Inverloch free kick. So Park will take it. And a 50-metre penalty as well. That is not a good result. Not sure what that was for. I think that may have been dissent. So plays on from the 50-metre penalty. Got to take a mark in defence here. It's deep inside Inverloch's forward pocket. Over the boundary line. Thrown in. Reed taking ruck duties up forward. I think that's Holmes. Didn't have much time to get rid of it. Oh my God! Ball's gone over the head! A backwards kick from Inverloch Kongwak has secured them another goal. 8-12-60, 5-3-33. What on earth has happened there? That's the last thing I expected out of that stoppage. It's back at the 27. Six and a half minutes through. Desant won the hit out, fair and square. Park, Hams, inside 50 entry. Samalis couldn't get the right positioning there. Kane Gillard waiting patiently for possession. Here's Jones. They can't get caught up here. Have to keep the ball going. Not a lot opening up. Kick escapes Walton just slightly. Desant looking for Reed. There you go. Open. Could very well be a 50 as well. Maybe Archer Reed took a little bit of a dive. Bit of set shot. Nonetheless, for the young fella. the Gippy Power prospect. Hasn't played a whole lot of footy for Inverloch this year. He's coming at the right time. Archer Reid, 45 out, tough angle, coming back, no. Going through for a behind. Eight 13 61 5 3 33 on your Totally Workwear scoreboard. 28 points now. Griffin. Waiting. Bruce, a centre half back, quick to move on. Geez, that's a risky sort of kick. Clark recognised the situation and took full advantage, didn't he? Boot up forward, 2v1, ball comes loose, pockets rushing forward, Reid trying to get involved in the contest. Ham's now in it. Geez, that's a big tackle laid. Umpire won't claim there's any danger in that one. Scott. And Inverloch Kongwak have received a free kick here. Who has got that footy? I think it may be Scott. Tough angle. Minus score. 8-13 61, 5-3 33. Oh, sorry, rather 8-14 62 to 5-3 33. 29 points. McKenzie looking for Bruce, but the wind carried it over to Walton. Kane Gillard. Kick down the line. Got to mark this one. No one does. Ball's loose. Pupper's going inside 50. Hindhoff. Blake. Last effort tackle. The floater goes back out to Holmes. Pearce. Kick up forward. Olorenshaw. Juggled it around a bit before bringing it to his chest. Olorenshaw, really tough looking kick there. Won't go anywhere near the goal line. Ball's loose once more, escapes the stoppage. Puppers, evaded one, evaded two. Shem Hawking, well done. Him and Tate Short have been a formidable duo. Hawking didn't get a lot of games at the start of the year, but geez, he's been good since. McKenzie in the middle, bursting through the centre square. His kick, a little bit rushy, and Blake is knocked out. He is not moving. Trainers from all clubs are coming out here. Everyone is crowded around Max Blake. It must have been a really nasty injury. You saw Oscar Desant immediately wave their hands to the Phillip Island bench to get them over. Blake still hasn't moved. Going to add a bit of time to the game here. It's Jack Taylor. So, I originally said it was Max Blake, but There's Jack Taylor at the bottom there. The collective sort of silence goes around the Kui Ruprek Reserve. Hoping that Taylor is all right there, the Phillip Island skipper. Really put in a lot of good effort today. So a stretch is going to be used here. Not entirely sure of the extent of the injury, or what type of injury it is, but
Brownie, tell them they can't come here.
so Taylor has been stretched off now by trainers and medical professionals. You can only hope for the best. So play should resume shortly after Taylor is securely stretched off the ground. Jeez, that just leaves a real sour taste in the mouth of what's been a great day for West Skippy footy. And Pedersen has come back onto the ground now after originally being deemed done for the day. He's now going to be playing that Jack Taylor role, I assume. And perhaps it's a knee injury as I'm just listening in here. So I'm not sure if a free kick was actually paid at the end of the day. I'm unaware if it was a free kick or a ball up. The way the players are positioned, it looks like it will be a ball up, and there he goes. Jack Taylor successfully stretched it off the field. Hopefully he's okay. Plays resumed. So play on's the call after the cries from the Phillip Island fans for free kicks. And goes over the boundary. Throw-in is the call. Back in play. Pedersen so brave to come back in. McMillan, inside 50, Park. Easy as that. Except Mark won't go. Stoppage once again. So, what a sting taken out of this game now. For good reason as well. Phillip Island going to get a goal here from a free kick. I think it may have been kicking in danger, and Billy Taylor isn't going to line up. Going to go to Geordie Patullo. Similar angle, a little bit less distance on it. Maybe 40 or so metres out, 40, 45. He's got to kick this one quickly, and he knows it. Patullo lines it up, and that looks good. They've got another goal now. It's just not for club success, but for Jack. There's skipper. Batulo has put that one through for a goal. (9:14, 68, 5-3, 33 on your Totally Workwear scoreboard. So Descent barely got it out. Bruce slammed into the grass. And my mistake, scores being corrected now. 8-14, 62, 6-3, 39. (23 points). 18.5 minutes into this second quarter. Had a bit of time added on from the injury. Puppers puts it inside. Ball's going to go towards the pocket. Holding the ball. Rankin's been caught there. And he actually found the boundary line first. So we'll have a throw in. Pedersen. Burke. Tried to don't argue. Released a kick. High in the sky. And Park was happy to just sneakily give the ball a bit of a toe tap over the goal line. 8-14, 62 to 6-4, 40. Phillip Island doing their very best to place any sort of distraction on Inverloch Kongwak. McKenzie marked, ran off straight away, looking for a teammate inside, couldn't get there, getting through hands, Ola Renshaw. That snap went right in the air. That was real interesting. Samalis gave an opponent a falcon. Bit of congestion building up here in the flank sort of area. Jeez, that would have been huge if Ola Renshaw just strikes that ball a little bit better. Ball will dribble along the wing. Reed, the key forward, goes high, up the ground. Hams, he's got a paddock of space open to him. Is this the grand final? Hams puts it home. Inverloch Kongwak are going to be your premiers. .28 points separating these two clubs. And as we are now officially into added time, I think that is all it. Play resumes. Can they at least finish their season on a good note, the Islands? Bruce launches immediately. Mark, taken by Blake. Blake, his kick wasn't great going inside. Samalis exiting outside defensive 50. Bailey Patterson. McKenzie affected the contest well. He's had a superb second half, Kai McKenzie. Puppers. Tackled strong and hard. .22 minutes gone in the final quarter of season 2023. Holmes got it out. Phillip Island struggling to get clean possession. Coming. Couldn't get there in time. Desson evaded the traffic. And Patullo will calmly run over the boundary. Ball thrown in. Ball comes loose now. Scott by hand. Descent. I think that was Reed who put it up into space. Griffin. Clean mark taken. McKenzie takes a bounce. Dishes it off to McMillan. Wynn got to that one a little bit as well. Hams goes coming. Snap around the body up towards full forward. And Jones not able to get to it in time to keep play alive. You're seeing the high five from Clinton McCall there. I think he is fully aware that they've got this one. So Phillip Island's going to get a free kick here after that stoppage there. Almost 25 minutes gone. I'd suspect there's probably maybe about 3 minutes left in season 2023. A Pitts. Kicks it on the wing. Eels. Affected Descent's mark. Hams tackled. And Pedersen limps off the ground for maybe the last time in 2023. Block. Marcus Descent for a free kick. Burke, a little bit of a smirk. He is happy to not give that ball up. Reed has a bunch of free space. Recovered well, Phillip Island on the defensive side. Descent dribbles on the ground there. Bolters, Reed, just getting it through hands here in the forward line. Coming, try to create something out of nothing. Samalis. Here's Scott. Hams, he's had a brilliant day. Almost had a goal assist. In fact, he does. No, Bolters. His little chip off the ground. Didn't get much on it. That pushes it out to 29 points. Well, it's going to be a free kick, rather. Hams. I think he's going to be best on ground today. He deserves it. He puts it home. No, he hasn't. He's gone for a minor score. It is officially 29 points now, like I said beforehand. 9:15:69 to 6:4:40. 28, nearly 29 minutes gone. Phillip Island exit our defence. Burke didn't have much pressure on him, did he? McKenzie places a torp. Bounced away from Dorling. Woodfield tried to impact and get it down into the forward line, but there's that Inverloch defence again that's been so pivotal all year, and in the end, it's what's won him a flag. Ball may tip over the boundary line here. No, McKenzie's kept it alive. Woodfield couldn't bring it down towards his chest. Pearce, his ball slips. Here we go again to Son. Oh, the handball to Patterson. Thought it was on there. It was deflected well. Bruce. He's had a decent first game back in almost 2 months. Brown out on the outskirts of the contest. Couldn't get it. Rankin, the vice skipper, and short little kick there was punched by Kane Gillard. And Will Hams, your potential 2023 grand final best on ground, has just come off for a little bit of a spell. Pearce in the middle. Still bursting through the centre square. A Pitts handball. The Heinhoff. Jones looking for Woodfield. Has to bend down a little bit to grab it. Went one way, then the other. Looking for goal. Blake was bumped out of it by Rankin. So Scott, patient, chooses Rankin. That kick's going to be a turnover. Jones was all alone on the wing. And there you go, Batulo. So Jesse Batulo might get the last kick of the day here. Won't go for goal, doesn't have enough on it. Burke try to chip it off the ground. And there's that defence IK have again. Hams turns around. Targets Patterson, out of bounds. McKenzie scooped it with one hand, placed it in the other, put a drop punt. Just high sort of ball there, didn't have a lot of distance behind it. Hams, an accidental torpedo of sorts. Can Patterson get there in time? Still trying to find possession of the footy, tapping along to himself, eventually got a good piece of it. Takes one bounce, then kicks forward, looking for anyone. Marnie, the skipper, at the goal line. He deserves this. Made his return in the semi-finals versus Phillip Islands. Kicked 3 goals. And there goes your siren. Inverloch Kongwak, after 3 years of consecutive heartbreak, they're your premiers for the second time in the history of the West Gippsland Footy League. What a brilliant season. Lost 1 game all year to Nanagoon. But that doesn't matter now. They are champions. 35-point winners here at the Kui Rup Recreation Reserve. 10-15, 75 to 6-4, 40. What a brilliant performance put on by a brilliantly run club. They have been the benchmark all year, since round 1. Sure, there have been sides that have came in and out of the picture like Dalston and Tooradin and Nanagoon and eventually Phillip Islands. But none of them reached the heights that Inverloch Kongwak did in season 2023. So you see everyone rush the ground here to celebrate a great day in Inverloch Kongwak history. But nonetheless, that will do us all for season 2023. It's been a great honour to commentate what is such a great league. Got the chance to call many terrific games with brilliant quality this year, and this game was just that. A great end to season 2023 Thank you to our major sponsors, Fairhaven Homes and Totally Workwear, for continuing to support the broadcast of the West Gippsland League. That's me, Bailey Allen, signing off for 2023. We'll be back here in the West Gippsland League for 2024.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thanks very much for a fantastic turnout to the Alex Scott and staff West Gippsland Football Netball Competition Grand Final today here at Kongwak. Special congratulations has got to go out to the Kongwak Football Netball Club for putting on an absolutely sensational day. Well done. To the umpires, goal umpires David Moran and Gary Scholes, boundary umpires Darcy Linforth, Ryland Bell, Dylan Hanley and Patrick Wilson, and field umpires Kane Pepperell, James Brown, Jake Denley and Jesse Boyd. Congratulations on your grand final spot and very well done today. To the Phillip Island Club, commiserations, sensational effort to get here this afternoon and play the game in great spirit. I know it doesn't mean anything right now, but well done. To the medals, to the Inverloch Kongwak Football Club. Number 1, Marcus Tassot. Might do the best on ground first, what do you reckon? Only had 3 goes for today.
Yeah, dreaming though.
No surprise. Best on ground. Number 16, Will Bear. Now, number 1, Marcus Tassot. Number 2, Oscar Tassot. I love you, Oscar. 3, Nate Shaw. Number 5, Tate Cummings. Number 7, Dylan Clark. Number 9, Bailey Patterson. Number 12, Ethan Park. Number 14, Jarvis Pryor. Number 15, Nicholas Boltis. Number 16, Will Hand. Number 19, Thomas Wyatt. Number 20, Lachlan Scott. Number 22, Clinton McCall. Number 23, Andy Samalas. Number 24, Michael Eels. Number 32, Shem Hawkins. Number 50, Jordan Thomas. Now call upon the co-captains. Number 4, Lewis Rankin. Number 28, Toby Marnie.
Look out! You've got to stay up there, mate. 8 from 3.
The cook, number 13, Thomas Hand.
Stay there. Yeah. Firstly, to Phillip Island, Chris and Cam, you guys have set the benchmark ever since the league inaugurated. So, no doubt you guys will be back there again, and look forward to more battles in the future. Thank you to Kiwi Rup putting on a great day, except for the grass one. And to the sponsors as well. So, Inverloch, you're a great community. We get plenty of support wherever we go, so it's good to celebrate a great day. 5 out of 6 is pretty special. So yeah. Might have to close the roundabouts off, I think. That one out or in. To this group, we didn't have a coach in November, but we stayed with the end because we had a group that felt we weren't far off. Foundations we had set from Ben as coach for the previous 9 years, and you guys have earned it. We worked hard and should really enjoy it. Very proud to lead you guys, and it's a special day. Just a quick thank you to assistant coaches Lee Cole, Louis Rankin, Shane Bataka, and Paddy McGrath. Wouldn't be able to do it with the team that we have, so it's been special, and can't thank you enough. And I think that'll do for me.
Come up. Lee. Paul Dunlop from the Alex Scotland staff organisation will present the senior cup for the Western Australian competition for 2023. Inverloch Kongwak.
Hey, Rob, what do you reckon to get everyone? Would it be better to keep